Hi guys, how are you? Hi everybody, how are you today?
What's up, everybody?
So I just want to address a couple things. I know I have a long intro, but that's because you have to be on so long before YouTube counts it as a view. So somebody was like, why is it so long? It's so inconsiderate. I think a lot of people have a long intro. It's the best way to take up time unless I just come on here and just,
Yeah.
shoot the shit. All right. We weren't going to go on today.
You don't send out the notification either until you actually go live. So you just basically give everybody a chance to come in before we just start running off at the mouth.
Yeah, that's very, very true. All right. So we weren't going to come on today, but we got to come on and talk about this new Diddy lawsuit because, child, it's just a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. I think I should pull up the TMZ article first and then the Sun. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about people. I just feel like people are being too hard on Misa Hylton. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Diddy's affair with Sienna Miller. People don't remember that affair. I don't know why they don't remember the affair, but I do. So I'm going to talk about it. But let's start with this lawsuit. And first, I'm going to start with the TMZ article. When it rains, it pours, Diddy.
Oh.
Child, you are in trouble.
Sometimes you want to just get away, and Diddy, I mean, he brung this shit on himself. Arrogant, cocky, freak of the week. But, what's done in the dark, most times come to the light. And here we go. Poor Diddy. Well, if you want to say that, I ain't going to say poor Diddy. Because you know what? You brung this shit on yourself. And I ain't bullshitting with you.
Very true.
And these girls neither. Okay. All right. Let me stop.
Yeah. Can we stop? Can we stop? Okay.
Okay.
You guys. I'm on the avatar because I don't really get a lot of time off. And so I just got to a point where I was very, very tired. So my friend recommended just go on Avatar, have your usual time around the house and then go on. Cause it takes me a long time to get ready.
Just keep the rollers in your head, do all that, you all right.
All right, here, let's get into it. P. Diddy sued by former model who claims, can I say that word? Essay and putting things in people's drinks. Okay, let me say that. It says here that Diddy is facing yet another lawsuit filed by a former model who claims the disgraced mogul, they called him the disgraced mogul, incited her with promises of career advancement. But she claims his plan was far more sinister. Crystal McKinney, here she is right here, claims in the suit obtained by TMZ in 2003 when she was 22. She was invited to a men's fashion week event at Cipriani downtown in New York City. She met Combs at an event and he invited her back to his studio. She says shortly after their arrival, Combs and several colleagues were drinking Hennessy and passing around joints. She took a hit, which she said was a very powerful and felt as if she was floating. She claims the joint had been laced with a narcotic or a drug. Crystal says Combs then demanded she follow him to the bathroom where she was forced to perform, where he forced himself on her. He began kissing her and shoved her head down to his area before commanding her to suck it. She says she refused, but Combs then pushed her head down and forced oral. She started walking away, but then felt woozy and lost consciousness. She says the next thing she knew, she woke up in a taxi and realized she had been SA'd. It's unclear from the lawsuit if she's referring to the alleged forced oral or another X act that might have occurred while she was unconscious. Mm, Jeez. She claims she was subsequently blackballed from the modeling industry, got severely depressed, and attempted unaliving in '04. Crystal says upon seeing news of the lawsuit filed by Cassie and others, she knew she had a moral obligation to speak up. She's seeking unspecified damages.
Mm.
Now, it looks like she worked on MTV before. I can't play it, but they have a documentary of her. Do you guys remember they used to do these like true life series where a person would come on and with a different problem and talk about their life? So she's been on MTV before. I don't even know if I can play it or not. Just to be safe, I'm not going to play it. It's nothing else to say because
Yeah.
there's nothing else to say. I know that earlier today, reports are coming out that Diddy hired another attorney, two more attorneys, because he claims that he's preparing for any possible indictment. Now, this doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you hire some attorneys just in case an indictment was coming your way from the feds? Unless well, that's weird. Anyway, he's also telling people that are close to him. Now, don't forget, I keep telling you guys this, he has a huge moral support system, and allegedly Jay-Z is one of the people. He's telling them that he's not going anywhere and he's going to fight this, and he's putting millions of dollars into this. I'm
Well,
kind of diddied out right now. My
so what?
mind goes blank because what more is there to say? We know who he is. We know he's terrible. We know he takes advantage of women. I think there's going to be a lot more women coming forward. In those cases, it depends on the attorney. They might be strong, they might not. I haven't read the case yet. I'm personally waiting for this federal indictment. Now, he has to know something's going on. Who just goes hires a damn attorney talking about if
Yeah. Well,
if what?
yeah. I'll say this though. You will have a hint if something going on. Now, I don't know if this is true or not.
Mhm,
If he had the tape or
mhm,
the video
mhm,
of him and Cassie in the hotel room,
mhm,
and the raid was happened to happen, and then it was to leak out, he could possibly think they got that tape, I mean, video along with other videos. So maybe you can
mhm,
sense that, hey, you know what? I about to get some more attorneys on this. And so, like, he could have hired 2 more today,
mhm,
but he might want to hire 4 more tomorrow because you're gonna have the feds doing what they doing
mhm.
and all these civil cases coming at you. Because when these women get together and say, "Hey, you know what? I ain't want to embarrass myself or whatever." You know how like a woman could feel defeated being treated like that. When other women speak up, they can feel empowered to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and tell my story too."
Yeah.
And Diddy been freaking not only in 2024, 23, 22, 21. It could be a lot of these people out there, and he gonna need a whole bunch of lawyers or cash out and go over there and hang out with Russell. I mean, he got to do something.
Mhm. Anyway, today also I was looking through the Sun magazine and they were talking about this kidnapping charge. Okay, so they're saying that they really can't do anything for the Cassie case. Also, that's technically have been solved because they settled and because of the statute of limitations. Now, they're saying these are lawyers talking. I should have played the clip, but I didn't have time to download it. They're saying that when he dragged Cassie back into the room, that's
Mhm.
considered kidnapping, and there's no statute of limitations on that. And there's also um, attorneys on the internet that are talking about this kidnapping charge. I think that might be okay if the feds don't indict them. Everyone's saying that the reason that they feel, because no one has any proof, the feds doesn't tell anybody anything, the reason that this tape was leaked is because they don't have a case on Diddy. We don't know.
Right. It's a
We
lot of
don't know.
speculation.
Everybody slow down, because the feds aren't going to tell you shit. And the feds are not dumb. They have a 98% conviction rate, not because they don't know what they're doing. The feds know what they're doing. So, you know, do you think it was the feds, Perry, that leaked the tape,
No,
that got
no.
the
I
tape from
mean,
his house from the
seriously, no.
raid?
I mean, like typically, my frame of mind would say no. Like I know a lot of people will say, well, hey, his son came out and made this record saying people would pay
Yeah, that was
whatever that's
dumb.
not supporting him. They raided the wrong house. I hate to see that they can take it personal and say, hey, you know what? Let me show them I got the right house. Because I think if you got that, then go ahead and lay that indictment. But that tape, I mean, that video could have came from anywhere else. I don't know where it
Hmm.
came
Yeah,
from, but at the
yeah.
end of the day, it's there,
Hmm.
and Diddy can't run from it no more. It's there. I mean, I don't seen it, and Diddy can come on here, do a song or two. It's not gonna change my damn mind, right?
Yeah,
On what his
yeah.
character is like. And he showed me
Hmm.
that he was a small man, if that, right?
Hmm.
But I'm not sure if the feds leaked it. I ain't not sure what the feds got. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm. Well, no one knows. Hmm.
they ain't gonna come out here and tell you. So it could be like people said, it could be other people around him because a lot of people around him because they getting money, getting finances from him or whatever, and they
Hmm.
see things and they might confiscate a couple things just for a rainy day. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I don't know, but part of me can say, well, do they have a case? I don't know if they got a case or not. They raided the house. I'm sure they had to have something
Hmm.
to get the warrant to go into the house. But and people say, well, if they had a warrant, they got to have something. Sometimes you can have a possible cause to go in and get something, and what you went there for could have been gone. I'm not saying it was or wasn't,
Hmm.
but what's it they say?
Look at this. She said, Shayna's saying that they are saying that the mother, Diddy's mother, leaked the tape.
Wow. Ooh,
Oh, now that is salacious.
yeah.
That is really salacious.
And
I
then,
don't
and then
know.
some people have came out and said Diddy could have leaked it to the black. I mean, what is it? The dark web or something
To the dark.
for
Why would
X
he do
amount of
that?
thousand, or like 700. I mean, I'm just saying because like people get information, they'll pay a lot of money for it.
Hmm.
And they saying
Hmm.
that he's broke. Well, not. I mean, I can't see him being broke to leak this tape. But I'm just saying, there's all kind of rumors. I'm not sure if it came from the feds. I don't know. I don't think the feds. I think they're probably more professional to leak it because I think if you got it,
You do think they leaked it?
no, I don't.
Oh, oh, oh,
I
oh.
don't think they leaked it because if you got that, they already got grounds to. Well, maybe they're trying to find a way, or unless they realized they couldn't do nothing with the tape and just wanted to go ahead and check him and his sons and put fear into him. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird. Lisa said the feds play the long game and they are not in a hurry. We will never know until things go boom.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I hear that.
Exactly. Now, I came on earlier. I did a regular video and I was talking about Misa Hylton, which is Diddy's first baby mama. And she went on her social media today. I'm trying to find this. And basically said that she feels empathy for Cassie, that the moms worked as a team and they tried to raise the boys the best that they could. And never go in the comment section. I'm going to stop going in the comment section because people feel that they could say anything that they
Mhm.
want in the comment section and it's usually nothing nice. I can't find the letter. Let me put this picture of Lisa up. It's usually nothing nice. A whole lot of shit talking goes down in comment sections. People
Mhm.
just say anything, no matter how reckless it can be, they just say it. So they were really tearing into Misa, and they were tearing into her because around. Well, she was the first victim. She was before Kim. She was the first victim, and we heard from Gene Deal and several other people how he used to put his hands on her, dragging her by her hair, hitting her like a dude. Now she's very petite. I don't know if you guys could tell in the picture. She's about 5'2", if that, short little petite woman. And it took Diddy decided to have an affair with Kim, and that's how that relationship ended. Now, they're saying that you knew how violent he was, and you kept your son around this man. Okay, so now Justin's older. I believe he's in his 30s or close to it. And they are saying he acts just like his father, if not more. Misa did send him over to his house, probably full time when he became a teenager. You know, he spent a lot of time with his other brothers and siblings and stuff like that. And now, knowing what we know now, yes, it turned out bad. He turned out to be just like Diddy. I mean, he publicly dated Lori Harvey, and then after he was done dating Lori Harvey, Puffy came in and dated her, and Steve Harvey and Marjorie, they knew. They walked around town with them. Their daughter, who dated the son first, and then the dad second, is very, very strange. Nobody said anything about it. Nobody.
That's
It was
weird.
like,
And then the sad part about it, they probably was glad the daughter upgraded from the son to the father, the
now
one
you
with
are
the
just
real. No, I'm
messy,
just saying,
Perry.
like, I'm just saying,
You
it's some
are,
crazy stuff. It's some crazy stuff.
you're messy.
Oh,
What
come on.
is wrong with you? It is very peculiar that a son would date a daughter, and then the daughter would date the father. And the famous celebrity strict dad who claims to love his children, Steve Harvey, didn't say anything. He thought it was great that Lori Harvey was dating Steve Harvey. Like, that's just plain sick. That is sick.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
now you
It's
mentioned this too about Misha. You know, I'm not sure if I can fault her, and maybe I don't know the whole story neither. I don't want people to just. I'm just saying, just from what you're saying, that if Diddy is the father and got all this money, could she really have just kept her son away from the father when Diddy could have went and filed for full custody? You know what I'm trying to say?
well, I'm just saying this.
I
I
don't know.
don't know. So everyone always talks about the past once you know how it's going to turn out. But maybe she just thought that he wouldn't put his hands on the son, and he didn't put his hands on the son, but he taught him a horrible lifestyle. The son was allegedly at these freak offs. This is the same son who played for UCLA when Diddy came in to beat up the coach. And he saw his dad get away with that. He saw his dad get away with a lot of stuff. And there became a point when she realized, oh my God, what did I do to my son? But it was too late. You know, she said something when he got the DUI and said that Diddy was a sick man and needed help. But let's just give her a little grace. Nobody intentionally, unless I'm just being too soft again, and now I'm scared to be too soft, but I don't think anybody intentionally sets out to destroy their children. I don't know. They were talking about her so bad. Do you think, Perry, she saved her own ass and not her kid? This sounds
No,
bad.
no, no. For me, really, I mean, it's hard for me to say. Like, I don't know much about Misha besides, her and Diddy got a kid, right?
Mhm.
What I'm saying is this though. Now people can say, well, how can you allow your kid to be around that? That's the man she chose to sleep with to have a baby with. That P. Diddy is the father. Could she just totally keep her son away? And then when the kid get to a certain age, that kid got the right to probably go to what parent he want to go to, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So I
Chula
don't know.
says,
Yeah.
what did she expect to happen? I get with you. Maybe I'm being too soft. Let me pull some comments. Let me see what other people
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Because the child was at the freak offs. Diddler is discussing. Yeah, the child was at the freak offs. Diddy undermines his children. He doesn't want them to overshadow him. Narcissist.
I can believe that too.
Ooh, okay. Um, I thought that's Wolf's child. Well, that's what they're saying. So Wolf was, I'm not, I don't know for sure. All I know is that they claim that Diddy's not the real father. These are rumors. I don't know. I didn't see a DNA test. Wolf was a security. Believe he started off at what's Suge Knight's place? I can't think of the name. Death Row Records, and then somehow started working with Diddy or vice versa. But I don't know. I don't know. Y'all still in denial. I think she's talking about
what though?
Misa. I think people
Oh,
feel
well, no,
that
look. I mean, to be blatant honest with you, I'm saying I don't know. Like, it's sometimes I think it's easy to sit there and look at something and say, well, she could have did this to prevented this and all that. I don't know. And maybe you guys are right. I don't know much about Nisha and her son's relationship, how they came up. I'm just saying, could it be a possible chance that she couldn't prevent it, her kids to actually being the way they is? I don't know.
Look at Naomi. She said Diddy looks nothing like Justin. He doesn't. But I don't know. I don't know if that's Wolf's kid or not. Wolf was this something Johnson. She wanted to assure that her son would be taken care of financially. She wasn't thinking straight. Also, too, there was times where he did not pay child support. Right? He did not pay child support for a very long time. And she got behind on her rent and all of this stuff, and she was living with another man, and he caught him up on their rent, and he would give me some money, but not consistently. I'm going to help you out, but not enough that you don't want any help anymore. And I'm a billionaire. Yeah, he played a lot of games.
Yep. It's a damn shame, ain't it?
I am triggered as a DV survivor. A lot of people are triggered.
Right.
A lot. See if anyone wants to come up really quick. If not, I'm going to end this. It's just sad. I don't even know what more to say. I'm just numb. And, that's what Misa is. She's a survivor. I don't know. I just don't want to beat up on her. Maybe I am being naive again. But
I'm just saying, for me, maybe I don't know the whole story. I'm just telling you just how sometimes things can look one way, and because sometimes I do it. I'm like, well, hey, why don't you just do this? But never put myself in that spot where people are like, oh, Perry, you don't understand. This person was afraid to do this or this and that. I don't know. So I'm just trying to be more fair.
Yeah, I want to talk about this really quickly while we're bringing it up, because I seen it on TMZ where Kelly Rowland cussed out I want to know what happened. I was just seeing it as I was getting the story together, and then I'll finish with Diddy. I want to see this here. Let me put this up. Oh, another thing. So somebody was telling me, Sherelle, I said they were saying that Diddy doesn't really date white women like that. He dated a Hispanic person, but never white. And I said, that is not true. I said, don't you guys remember when Diddy had an affair with Sienna Miller? She's an actress. Let me put this picture up. Hey, Pia. Okay. Hi, Pia. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hanging in there.
I've been getting your DMs. You crack me up. Let me put this up really quickly. He did have an affair with Sierra Miller. Do you guys know who that is?
I know who she is.
Do you remember the affair?
I don't remember that affair with Sienna Miller, but I do remember she did break up at one point. Balthazar Getty and his wife's marriage. Because they were together.
You are messy, Pia, but that is so true.
It's the truth. It was in the news.
Yeah. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. All right, Pia, why is everybody being so hard on Misa?
I think people are being hard on her because for some strange reason, they think that, oh, you knew what he was when you got with him. So why are you crying uncle now? Sometimes, women, we are not financially stable enough when we do have a child. So what do? If the other party is financially stable and can give them a life that they should have until we get on our feet, I don't have a problem with that. My problem is the victim blaming. That's
Yeah.
that's where I'm coming from with it, because even when the video came out, people are still not believing Cassie. They're still not. And to
That's
me,
sad.
that's right. That's crazy. It is. It's sad. And
Crazy.
it's crazy to me.
Mhm.
And also, too, what's funny is, mysteriously enough, the hotel that they got into it at has gone out of business.
Right.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Mhm. Yep. The
So,
Intercontinental. That's
I
what it
mean,
was called.
in my opinion, Diddy is no better than Scott Peterson.
Oh,
I'm
my.
sorry. I'm sorry to say it, because
What is that?
I,
Sorry.
I believe what everyone has been saying. I've been side-eyeing him since the death of Biggie, the death of Tupac,
Mhm.
the death of Kim, because they did do an autopsy. They found nothing in her system. And I do believe what Albie Shore said too. Albie Shore said Diddy had something to do with him going in a coma.
He said it with his own mouth.
Yep.
He said it.
He said it with his own mouth at a press conference. So my thing is, the chickens are coming home to roost. And that apology he put out, again, I got up and got a yogurt because I don't have time for it.
Pia, I love you. And this is my first time seeing you. You're really, really cute.
I
Uh,
try with my
spoken,
roses.
you're between the jokes. You crack me up.
Yeah.
Spoken Soul, what do you have to contribute to this conversation? Because this is a lot. Can you hear me? Okay, you're on mute.
Spoken Soul isn't. I don't see a mute on hers, but maybe she stepped away.
All right,
Maybe.
we'll come back to you. Sound off, dear Ray Talk.
Hi, everyone. How's
Hey.
everyone doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm in my car right now, but I love you guys. What I wanted to say, it took me a few days to really get my emotions together because unfortunately I am also a DV victim,
Mm.
and I was outraged when I see the video. I already believe the situation, but when I look into Diddy's eyes, I'm a huge advocate and a person of spirits and everything. He has, if you look at him, it's almost like a dead look. It's really scary when you look in his eyes. Number one. Number two, I really feel like he's really angered someone that has owed money. I said this about someone else, and that
Could
has
it be?
came to pass.
Could it be the liquor company Diego?
I think it's that, but I think the money is older than that. I think the money
Mm.
I think the money is older than that, and I don't really like to get into political, but I told him about a particular person, and I said, once he really makes that person mad, because what you got to understand, the United States is ran by people with old money. Old money doesn't have to flash it. They
Are you
don't say
talking about
anything.
Donald Trump? Are you talking about Donald Trump?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what would make you think he did used to hang with Trump in the 90s or early 2000s? He did. But what makes you think that these two are not on good terms anymore?
Well, I don't say they're on good terms. I'm just stating that the people that back them have old money. And when you're
Oh,
dealing with old money is what runs this country. Old
yeah.
money, what gets, and my biggest thing, I had did a video today and I said to his mom, I spoke directly to his mom.
Whose mom?
You, the P did, oh, I call him Sean Combs. I said
Oh,
to,
no.
I'm not,
Ho. You talked to Diddy's mother today?
no. I said on my video, if she listened.
Oh, I
You
thought,
are
okay. I was about to
no.
go crazy.
If you look at her, she done been through some things.
The
She done
mom,
been,
yeah.
and I think this is my opinion. Allegedly, I feel she's scared of him too.
Yeah.
Um, but my thing is that I really feel that they're not done with him.
Mm-mm.
They're not done with him. They're gonna bring him down because he is new money. He's new money. The old money, and I'm telling you, watch what I say. He done pissed somebody off with old money. If you look at the political world, old money runs everything. They don't come out and talk. They stay in the shadows. I've done a lot of research, and all I'm saying is that Diddy, the only thing that Diddy is doing at this point, and I feel sorry for his children, because the one thing he doesn't understand, karma is coming to get him. It's already beginning. I feel sorry for the babies, his children, because the way that the old folks told me, if the karma doesn't get you, it will come through your kids. Your kids may have to pay for what you've done.
Oh, that would be terrible, wouldn't it?
I mean, for sure, karma definitely was coming to get him. It's on rung his doorbell, opened the door, and stepped in the living room, because karma is on his ass right now. And more women gonna keep coming out.
She gave that book. I heard you were saying yesterday, I think, or the other day, about different pieces. She gave that to someone. He never got his hands on that manuscript that Kim Porter wrote. You know, and I was really pissed off with how he took over the funeral. I was really pissed off with that. It took me some days, but my thing is, like the other person stated, I have really been looking at him since the with Biggie. And if you really listen to Suge Knight was trying to tell us. He was trying to tell us from his, because he don't have nothing to do but sit in there and be Twitter fingering along, got his own little podcast and stuff.
Right.
Who's ever heard of such a thing? You got a podcast from prison, child.
Exactly. But he cannot stand. But I'm going to tell you, I cannot wait. 50, I love 50 Cent. Listen, but I'm telling you, if you got.
Oh, she faded out.
She must say the dead spot.
Oh, yeah.
She ain't lying about 50 Cent. Should I pull it up? Let me pull that up. Natasha, let's give dear Ray a chance to come back. But sound off while she's doing that. Sound off, Natasha.
Okay. Someone's still talking?
No. Can you hear us?
Yes.
We can't hear you.
I think she's having some kind of audio problem.
Can you?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Oh, hey, Spoken.
Hey,
Sound off.
Hey, how you guys doing? This thing about Diddy, you guys got to understand, he has set in motion since the creation of his career bullshit. He has walked over people, talked over people. He's mistreated people. But you got to understand, where did it begin? Because a victim always becomes a victimizer. So whoever started this with him, he decided when he started and do what he do, he's going to be more ferocious and vicious than the person.
But who could it be? Who could it be?
I believe it was Clive. I believe it was Clive. I believe Clive made him walk like a dog for that money to start that. Because you have to understand, how did he get to Clive? This man wasn't bouncing like that back in the 90s when Clive decided he wants to pay attention to him and step over Andre. Andre was making the moves, not Diddy. Diddy was nobody didn't know who he was.
Right.
All of a sudden, when him and Andre go separate ways, he got the money to start his label, and Clive is standing behind that. Clive made that man do something for that money now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
I don't care. I don't care what nobody say he did, because this man is worse than what somebody did to him.
I agree with her.
He wants that power. He wants power over what somebody had power over him. He wants that power, but he was power thirsty, and he took it too far. He took it too far.
Okay,
and as far as
can I ask you? I need to be very blunt. I know where you're going, but I want you to say it.
No. As far as his money, this money that he's losing was never his. And if you pay attention, back in the 90s when Tony Braxton sued LaFace Records because they weren't paying her money, they ended up coming out of the money that they were holding back from her. So you have to look at it like this money that he's spending was not his. It belongs to other people. So he wasn't going to keep that money. But
In the Bible, it tells you you pay what you owe to Caesar and you pay what you owe to God.
Mm.
He didn't pay Caesar. He paid himself.
Mhm.
So he's not going to keep that money. So him coming out this money, you guys, it's not a coincidence. He's coming out of what it don't belong to him. He was never rightfully an owner of that money. And the way he was doing his stewardship over it, he was wrong with it. You know, and people got to look at too. Jennifer Lopez was too a victim. She ain't gonna never come out and tell him he put hands on her, but
you think that he did? Hold on,
yes,
Smokey.
because when that went down in that nightclub in '99, look how quick she got away from him. She found a way to get away from him. Like Cassie was trying to get away from him, and she couldn't get away from him. She found a way to separate herself from him where it wouldn't be a problem that he would come back running after her. She got away from him the moment something went down. I mean, she split. You could have a situation go down and a couple stay together and work through it. That girl split with him like day through night. She took off.
Yes,
so you could tell she took off. So you could tell he was doing her like that too. But she's not going to come out and talk. Oh yes, he ain't going. She wasn't. Well, she didn't have it going on back then. You don't think he? You saw how Gene Deal say he was up there screwing another girl while she was in another room. Come on now. Come on now. Gene Deal said that I don't call him Sean Combs because he's worthless. He said that Sean Combs would tell him, keep Jennifer downstairs. He snuck another girl up to another area of the house. When she would come out, they would divert her attention back into the room while he was up there screwing another girl. Come on now. He was mistreating her too. So she's a victim too. But she ain't gonna come out and talk about it. She ain't gonna do that. Mm-hmm. But she was just like them. And as far as Kim should have stayed with Al B. Sure. She went for money and not love. This man had money, he had status, he had fame. Al B. Sure was winding down. She jumped over him to go to this lion's den and she got bit. Because if you notice, there's a picture circulating out there with Kim Porter and Sean Combs, and on the side you see Cassie. So Cassie was coming into the picture when they were together. It's a picture of them out there. You can see Cassie sliding in the picture while he was still with Kim. See, all this stuff is not a coincidence. He's going down. I'm sorry. I don't give a care what it looked like. The Bible said, do not judge by appearance but righteous judgment. He's going down. He is going all the way down. They got Epstein, they got Cosby, they got Weinstein. They're going to get him. And I told you this before, Jay-Z don't have no clean hands. He don't have no clean hands.
Jay-Z's next. Yes, he is.
He's next. Because he got a hold of Rihanna, he got a hold of Tierra Marie, he got a hold of Foxy Brown, he got a hold of Beyonce.
Yeah.
Well, Beyonce got too old for him. That's when he went and got Rihanna. See, he one of them men that wants some young ones that he can take. You old.
So there's a tape. There's a tape. Can you hear me? There's a tape floating around the internet of Jay-Z pushing a woman in the face down.
That's how he got down back then. That's why Aaliyah didn't fool with him. She didn't want him. She didn't want him.
Jay-Z caught a case about drugs and shit before he even became Jay-Z.
Let me tell you something.
He's a straight up thug.
Jay-Z.
Yes.
Like Nas said, he's not from the streets like that. He's a pretender. He's not from the streets like Nas. He's a pretender. They said everything he took from Big L, Biggie, and everybody else that came along, he took a piece of all of them and put it in his act. Now he wants to be the world's greatest genius. No, you a flop. Because I can hear Big L in you. I can see Biggie in you. You and do nothing like your wife do. Y'all piggyback on other people and take it for yourself and then amplify it. And you ain't got no real talent because the one that got that talent is Nas, and he broke his behind down. You got to listen to the song The Ether. He called him a rat, and that's why he looked just like Master Splinter. He went from Joe the Camel to Master Splinter. That motherfucker looked just like a rat.
You telling the truth? Because that's my favorite song, baby. When I tell you he dressed him and undressed him, I say, oh my God.
And put the clothes on backwards and his shoes on the wrong feet in that song. He put the shoes on the wrong feet.
His clothes on backwards where the hole don't come out.
Yeah, high notes for real. He got them high notes because them drawers on backwards. Yes, he do.
He did.
Pia, Let me read this. Let me read this really quick. Kim says Jaguar Wright says Jay beat her. I heard that for the first time the other day. She said that he put hands on her. I don't know if it's
I believe that. I don't put. Listen, birds of a feather flock together. Like attracts like. If you hanging around Sean Combs, you got the energy and equation of his energy. Y'all are two peas in one pod. Y'all are identical. You gotta understand.
I believe R. Kelly too, because R. Kelly
too.
Hold on. Go ahead.
R. Kelly threw Jay-Z under the bus. Remember, he was saying that Jay-Z had got mad with the illegal situation because Jay-Z allegedly, because I don't want to mess up my channel, Jay-Z and R. Kelly was cool, and Jay-Z would be back behind the dressing rooms, and him and R. Kelly was doing the same thing. But Jay-Z just didn't get caught because R. Kelly was about to snitch. He was really about to snitch.
Let me tell you something. Jay-Z was there when he was making them videos. He was there.
Hold on. Surreal.
People are saying
is low or something. I mean, because
y'all can hear me. People are saying that Jay-Z is as bad as R. Kelly.
Yes.
He like Jaguar said, he's a smart one. He knows how not to put it out there where everybody can see it. He's a smart one, and I give her that. He is. He's truly a smart one. He knows how to do it. He knows how to get it go around it.
And let me let Kendall jump in. Go ahead, Kendall.
I want to ask you one question, and then I got a couple points. Did you see Sean's apology to Ciroc in 2014?
No. When did that come out?
He was in a bathtub and he was apologizing to Ciroc alcohol about all the crap that was going on. It's the same exact word for word apology that he gave to Cassie.
That's why I got up and got a yogurt.
Exactly. And then you were right about the Quincy thing being the old money. And his money is based on all of his, what do you call that? Product placement, or not product placement, product
endorsements.
Endorsements. That's where his money comes from. And that's why he had to sell that television station that he had, because people were dropping him, and it was the product placements. It's not old money, it's Quincy and the product placements.
Let me go back.
I have another question. Where's all the 3 kids that he was supposed to have adopted? Where are those 3 kids at? Are they with Kimora, or was that just kids that he was trading around?
I believe those are children that he kidnapped.
I do too. That Ava kid.
Those are the white kids. Those are the white kids. That wasn't real. That wasn't real. It was a publicity.
He drove around his neighborhood in a white van saying, "Come on in. I need you guys to make me look good because shit's about to hit the fan." Them kids,
they were actors. Those were actors. They wasn't real. That wasn't real.
I didn't know. I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
I want you to go back to this bathtub. Well, when was he in a bathtub?
He was in a bathtub with lots of bubbles and a big bottle of Ciroc, and he issued an apology to Ciroc in 2014. I'll get you a copy of the video because I downloaded it to a thumb drive so that they couldn't erase it.
Okay.
I'll send it to Perry's Instagram.
That's a lot. Okay, what are your talking points really quick?
I was asking about the kids and the money being the product endorsements, and the Quincy thing, and then also Jay-Z. They were talking about this, that it was Jason Lee and Wack on that big interview that he gave, and they were talking about.
Everybody go on mute because I can't hear. You faded out, Kendall. Can you hear me? Wow, on the good part, she faded out. Oh, yeah. Come back, Kendall. Okay, Natasha, you got a lot going on. Can you hear us, Natasha?
Yes, I can hear y'all now. I didn't have the speaker on. So I just wanted to add something real quick. I was watching Law and Crime, as I do almost every day. And Gloria, is it all right how you pronounce her last name? And it was today. She was talking and saying, while the statute of limitations has passed for the charges to be brought up state, she said that does not stop them possibly for the federal finding enough evidence or see fit to file federal charges on that particular incident with the the assault dealing with her. So I just wanted to say that, and I dropped a link for her. I sent it in the Perry's text, the link for the actual video from Law and Crime Today. So you can play that another time, but she literally broke that down. So the state charges, yeah, it's past the statute of limitations, but that does not mean that they can't bring federal charges against them. And they have enough evidence for that too.
Let me ask you this, Natasha. Today, they said that Diddy hired 2 more attorneys and preparing for the federal indictment, like he knows it's coming, and that he's not going to run, he's going to face it. Isn't it best for Diddy to skip town?
I honestly, because I know y'all don't like to name other content creators, but Sloan Bella, so far, everything she has said, all the way down to the date and month, she has not lied. And she actually stated that she believed he won't have any charges against him, like he won't do jail time, basically. But she's also stated that she don't see him in a physical presence. So it's like, what does that mean? So I don't know. I just feel like I felt like he would run or do something else to himself because he's a true narcissist. I don't believe him facing it.
Do something else, like what? Unalive?
Yeah.
Yes, himself. I can see him doing that before, like, because that video was crap. That was not the apology. I watched the behavior panel break down that apology, and they said what everybody else said. He spoke more about himself. When you're trying to tell yourself, tell the public you apologize for something, you can't be shaking your head no. That's your body unintentionally actually telling the truth. If you notice, he was shaking his head no when he was saying I accept full responsibility, but at the same time he was shaking his head no. Can't be two.
But Natasha, people that unalive themselves feel some kind of guilt, wouldn't you say?
I think he more ashamed that he got caught. I don't think he have any guilt because, again, that happened in 2016. Remind you, he had an incident with her in 2018 as well. So it's like, and there's other people that's coming out. And Gloria just said today she has several victims that have not filed their lawsuits yet, but it's coming. Wow. So it's more people. Just watch it. I sent the text message to Perry's hotline, and you can watch it. I think it's like maybe 20-something minutes long, but she spoke about that. So I just think
Perry's hotline is down. Can you send it to his DM?
Yeah, at Perry Sanders 007 on IG.
Perry Sanders
007.
Wow, this is crazy.
So you know what? I say this, Terrell.
I don't believe he gonna kill himself. He's a sociopath. He ain't killing himself.
You can't use the word K. Yeah. You got to say unalive.
Yeah, unalive.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna drop out and go send the message. I'm gonna drop out.
Okay. Thank you, Natasha.
All right.
Hey, this is Yuri.
Go ahead.
Hey, have you guys heard today, and this is allegedly, I haven't heard anything but on one person's channel, that Homeland Security has their eyesight on him, and they're higher than the FBI on Diddy.
Well,
yeah, we heard about some charges coming.
It was part of the raid, so all that's already been there like that.
That's how they found the video. They found he had the video in one of his homes. That's how they found it.
I think he had a lot of other videos that we probably will be shocked to find out about, because think about it. From what I've been listening to, he's allegedly really into blackmailing and holding information over people's heads. So for him to have those type of computer systems and everything, you're holding a lot of information.
And also, too, you're sitting up there apologizing, and right here, I'm gonna tell you, this is the only time in my life that I agreed with Candace Owens. What about the apology to Biggie, Mace, Kid Cudi? What about the apology to all the people that you hurt? You're not sorry for it. You're sorry that you got caught, and that there's no way for you to come back from it. And frankly, Well, we all know that I'm just mean, so I don't care. Um, I have been rubbing my hands together for years because I knew in my mind, body, heart, and soul, he had something to do with Biggie. Because where did you come from all of a sudden? Where?
Well, yeah. Look, P, I tell you this. Look, and I get what you're saying.
But you know what? They also said he stuck a think big on his SUV when they were out in LA. He stuck a think big promotional sticker on the thing. So you letting them know he's in this truck.
Right. So they can identify the vehicle. But I'll say this though. No, he didn't apologize to Kid Cudi. He didn't apologize to Maze. Look, at the end of the day, he didn't apologize to Cassie, right? The only thing he was sitting there looking down, going through dark times because his ego was shot. Let's keep it real. His ego was shot. And that's one reason I do think if things terribly go bad, and as far as him getting indicted and all these other things, he might take himself out because his whole thing is he want to keep living that same life he's living right now. He can't live no other way.
But Perry, answer me this. How is this man still on top and he ain't did nothing big since the mid-90s? His man ain't did nothing in the 2000s. None of the 2000s. They holding on to an old persona that he pulled Biggie up. When he came up, he pulled Biggie up. See, Tupac was running that thing back then. He couldn't outshine Tupac. So when a Tupac came down, then he won't start doing solo projects. But he's not strong enough as a rapper for somebody to just listen to him. He has to have guest stars on his stuff in order for people to listen to him because he's not a strong MC. He's not.
And also, too, he's been in several lawsuits. Diana Ross had to sue him because he was sampling her music. And I found out still to this day, he never, ever paid Sting for remaking his song.
He don't pay anybody. He doesn't pay anybody.
Right.
So this money that he's coming up off of, it was never his in the first place, and it's going to the proper place. And as far as his mother is petrified of him. So of course she's gonna back him up. She's scared of him because he's gonna put the fear of God in her too.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna drop down
from the publishing rights that he refused to pay the artist.
He hadn't paid nobody. Biggie mom had to go after him because his daughter and the mother of his daughter went on the Breakfast Club and stated how he didn't even try to take care of her or Faith's child after Biggie left. He wasn't trying to do anything.
And he had the nerve to throw a party for Biggie, but wouldn't let his own daughter in.
What? Wait, what?
Yep, he had a huge birthday party to celebrate. I guess it was a celebration of life for Biggie. Biggie's daughter showed up and he refused access. He would not let her in.
Why?
He's a terrible piece of.
They didn't say. All I know is they said that he would not let her in, and she did talk about that, and she was like, "That to me is very suspicious when he's been a part of my life since I was a kid."
Right?
Wow.
I mean, maybe his
only why the daddy was alive. That was only because the daddy was alive. He had to fake it. When he ain't alive, he ain't got to fake it no more.
Go ahead, Perry.
I'm sorry, Perry. Go ahead, Perry.
I was going to say this. Maybe I don't know why he didn't let the daughter in, but certain times, maybe he didn't want to let her in because maybe possibly he knew what he did and looking at his daughter.
He couldn't face him.
Perry.
I don't know, huh?
Perry, first of all, no country. He does not have it. He's a menace to society, number one. Number two, when Biggie's mother, with her accent, she said, "I see you, Sean. I see you." She seen him for who she was, and she said she told her son that he was not good for him. Biggie's mom, she seen him for who was. She stopped dealing with him. Mm-hmm. She did not like him, and she said that she told her son right before he died, "Stop dealing with him, with Sean, with Sean. Stop dealing with Sean." The other thing is that Diddy, I don't know if you guys remember when, I don't know, it was Gene, whoever was telling it, they told the story when all the different bodyguards at the beginning, when P. Diddy was Sean was actually going somewhere else, and he changed his plans to come out and go to the party. Biggie didn't even supposed to go to the party. He wasn't even. Sean was the one that had talked him into going out there. He wasn't even supposed to be out there. It was a setup. I'm gonna see can I find the clip, but he told how he knew that he was gonna get killed that night because the way it was set up and how Diddy came at the house party. He went to the house party before he went to the club.
Sheen Deal kept saying that night is something gonna happen. We need to get everybody to go back home. And he kept saying, it's all in your imagination, man. Be quiet. He knew what was going down. He knew what was gonna go down. And he allowed it to go down. Because Deal said he kept telling him, we need to gather everybody up and go home. There's something getting ready to go down. He's like, I can feel it. There's something getting ready to go down. And he kept telling me, it's all in your head, man. Be quiet. It's all in your head. If you want to go home, go home. And he just felt so bad. He didn't safeguard Biggie that night. He was on the wrong person, detailing the wrong person. He said as soon as it hit and Biggie got killed, Diddy was on his way to San Diego on a private jet. Now, what kind of person is that?
Exactly.
Going home?
Ladies, look, and this is what I always wondered about this too, because I know sometimes when like people hire people to work for them under contracts and stuff, and putting a lot of money into these people, I wonder. I don't know if it's true or not, but I wonder if he had some kind of life insurance policy out.
They are all record labels have a it's called a key man clause. In case something happened to that rapper at the time of their demise,
exactly.
They get to make up that money that they would have made if they were still here. Yeah. He had an insurance policy on him. It's called a key man.
No, it came out that Diddy did. It came out that he did, and then after Biggie passed, did you realize how he kind of blew up? And every time you turn around, you keep hearing he's throwing this memorial for Biggie. He's throwing that one right here dancing.
And all of it was fake. All of it was fake and phony. I'm like Dio. Every time a tragedy happened, this fool changes his name.
But he wasn't on top until Biggie passed. He was doing these little club promotions and all of these things. And Suge Knight came out on his podcast. Suge Knight said he did it. Suge Knight said he this from Suge. Suge said he set him up.
Wow. Let me clarify this because I heard this too. I heard that he wasn't paying Sting for a long time, but they have now settled it. So that's
he had to keep taking him to court because he doesn't like to pay anybody.
He don't pay nobody. He don't pay nobody.
No, he doesn't.
Rod is right. He doesn't pay you anything. He has you working for him and doing for him. He doesn't want to pay. That's why he's paying now. That's why it's all coming up his behind now. It's just gonna keep coming like suppository. It's gonna keep going up his ass. It's just gonna keep going.
And that's that part. Another thing I think too, right now, I wasn't quite sure about the insurance money, but I'm thinking that could have did something. Another thing, the problem is he'll bring these people up to make them some money, but once these people start to blow up and everybody's looking at the artist instead of Diddy can't take not getting the shine. And
that's why he didn't help Cassie get nowhere. That's why he didn't help Cassie go nowhere. He didn't want her to outshine him and didn't need him no more.
And
Cassie kept spoon-feeding her.
Happened to Biggie, and then when Biggie was gone, now Biggie's no longer here. He's going out having these memorials. I think Spoken Soul said this, doing all these events. People coming for Biggie, but they only get to see him doing that dance. Because he's a star. And like people always say, now he could bring these artists in and make them famous, but he don't have that much talent.
No, he ain't talented. He doesn't have no talent.
Hold on one moment. Remember how he tried to do the same with Quincy, but Quincy wasn't having that. So remember when Quincy was starring on the show Stars and stuff, and he was like trying to talk up for Quincy allegedly, and Quincy started losing roles. Cause remember Quincy started at first, you started seeing Quincy a lot and stuff, but then it was like he kind of like faded out. because he was letting allegedly Diddy talk for him. The same thing when his son, King Kong's doing his video. You see him, you can see that he has a part of that. It's like he's always shining. And like I said, when he came out and told everybody, oh, I'm gonna give the masters back to all the artists. Okay, you done drained all the money out and you wanted them to sign. Yeah, and now but you wanted them to sign. And Audrey said she was not going to sign.
And
She was not going to sign it. But a lot of them thought they were going to get money. But see, he made all this money off of Biggie, even after Biggie passed. Back then, they didn't think about signing paperwork so his mom could have, his royalties and everything. It wasn't thought about. So he was getting all of that allegedly.
All right, let me jump in here. Kendall, you went down. You lost signal. What were you going to say?
I wanted to say about Andre also, because it's not just Kim, and it's not just Tupac, and it's not just Biggie. Andre's on that list too.
You think he unalived Andre Harrell?
No, Andre had a bad heart. Andre had a bad heart.
Hold on. Let her talk. Is that what you're saying, Kendall?
Yeah, just from like, I've been following this severely, like what you do, Pia. But I know that Andre had a bad heart, but he also was reportedly that that he was doing a tell-all also.
Andre Harrell?
That's what they said, and he's gone. Diddy takes over Quincy's money. That was another point. But Perry, check your Instagram. I sent you the bathtub commercial plus his written apology, because he made like a joke about it, because it was out at the Grey Goose event that he pissed off Ciroc. And then I sent you something else.
What I can't understand about Kim, God rest her soul, how are you going to go from Al B. Sure to a chipmunk?
I have no idea, because
chipmunk, girl. He looked like that character off of Donkey Kong. Chipmunk.
Let me ask you this, Pia. People are really going in on Misa because they said that she just handed him over to the predator. What are your thoughts about that? And what do you think she should do about it now? Because I think she's in pain.
I think what she should do is, and this is just me in my opinion, I would fight and I would go out there and I would tell my truth. Because again, we all know he abused her. We all know that. And she had a kid with him. However, I would come out, if it were me, I would tell my story, I would explain myself, and I would go, despite him putting hands on me, I never saw him put hands on our children. So I felt safe enough to leave him with my kid because I knew he wasn't going to do anything. However,
but can she really be sure?
Well, here's the thing. I would also take responsibility for my part too. I would also say, but had I had known that he was going to pimp our son out, because let's face it, he did, and groom him to be a little mini version of him, I damn sure would have went to court and I would have got full custody of him.
But Pia,
you could only keep that kid away from his dad for so long.
What does she do now? Quincy is Justin's already messed up. What do you do with him now?
Well, no one. Here's the thing: no human being, in my opinion, is ever messed up. There's still some growth and there's still some healing there. We don't know the psychological issues that boy has. We don't know that.
Also, with Quincy, have you heard how he spoke to Quincy, calling him a sexy motherfucker and all kinds of stuff? It sounded like he was grooming Quincy.
Well, to be fair, Quincy he's legal, right?
Yeah,
y'all can't talk about Quincy.
But
I
love Quincy's mother did the same thing.
But see, that's what I'm saying though too. How do you go from I'll be sure
Because she
to
went for money and not for nothing else. She went for the fame and the fortune. Then she
I'm
saw what Diddy
I'm
could give her that Quincy couldn't, and she jumped over Quincy for this month. And
I'm
she's been
sorry.
paying for it ever since. She's
I'm
been paying
sorry.
for it.
I'm sorry.
That
I'm
and
gonna say this and then I'm gonna drop down. I'm not leaving a man who made one of the greatest hits that I still listen to this day.
Love you,
exactly.
loved you, and you went to
Okay.
somebody who tried to destroy you. That you
Right.
just can't get that. And then it wasn't even just that. You saved Jennifer Lopez relationship in front of her, Cassie relationship in front of her, and she still stuck onto you like glue. I'm not
And
understanding the psychological damage he did to her too, because
well,
she just couldn't
Cassie was
shake it.
underage.
Okay, let me explain something to you guys. First of all, since I've been in a situation of DV, and I'm a very headstrong woman. The first thing is with Misa. I think you should cut her a break for one. I don't know if you guys ever heard, but Misa was with Tupac allegedly first, and P. Diddy.
No,
That's why
that
he
was
really
Sarah.
did.
That was Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah Chapman was with Tupac.
Yeah, Sarah Chapman, that was her.
Okay.
He got the
I could have
Quincy's
sworn I
mother.
heard something about Misa too. Okay, well, I digress on that, but let me just go ahead. The thing is she's just gonna still have to love her son from afar and be there and let him know, because
Love
when
her from afar. What do you mean by
listen,
that?
listen to what I'm saying. Still be in his life, because listen, right now Puffy has control over him. He has enough control to get him not to go to Harvard when he was ready. So what I'm saying is she can't push too hard, because he still has that mental control, number one. And she could be still fearful of him. The other thing, but I'm going to give her grace, because she has to walk a fine line, because we don't know how Sean really deals with her and what he says with her. And right now, to her son, he's God. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
So
say, Carrie,
when
what
I'm
do we
saying,
do?
Al begged
What
I
I'm
understand
Quincy
what
to
you're
come
saying.
home to him.
What she's trying to say is no. She's just trying to say is his stronghold is over Justin is stronger than Misa. Misa got to let it go, just like Al B. Sure had to let Quincy
no,
go.
not let it go, not let it go, but still be in his life and all that stuff. But don't be negative towards. Don't say nothing, just because God is going to work that web out. I'm gonna get off of Misa. My thing is the reason she picked. You got to think about the mindset back when everybody Al B. Sure was big and all this stuff. Even though Sean Combs is a monster, those type of monsters have that when they want something, they know how to wine and dine you and talk to you like you the best thing that sliced bread. So he didn't start out with Kim like that. He didn't start out with any of them like that. But once you get in that mindset, you start second guessing yourself, saying like that first hit or that first whatever, you're like, wait a minute, because they if they hit you, they make you think like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Mm-hmm. So it's like a grooming situation when you're being DV.
Yes. Yes.
And for me, I'm speaking out of experience. For me, when I first got hit, I was like, because I mean, I'm a woman's woman. I'm a type A personality. I'm just type A. And when I got hit, I was like, wait a minute, Ninja. And I didn't even know he was on drugs at the time. I did not know. So when he hit me, it was like a backhand hit. It wasn't a hard hit. And then it went from that to, pulling me out of the bed, hitting me with remotes. It just went on and on. And I had a neighbor across the street that seen him throw a brick and try to hit me. But at that time, I felt like I didn't have anywhere to go. I mentally was beat down. So you have to dig yourself.
They separate you.
They separated me from my family. Yeah. I went to work. I had a black eye, and at the job, I was a manager, and she took me in the back, and I tried to cover it. I don't wear makeup, but I tried to cover it up. And the last strike was when I tried to get away. I went back to the house. I had forgot something, and I didn't think he was there, but he was there, and he pulled me inside. And all I'm saying is it took me months. Even when my son was, and he tried to choke me, and my son was like 4 or 5, tried to hit him. Like, I just was scared. And I'm not a scared type of woman, but it's like when you go on the streets with your children, or it's almost like you just terrified. I don't know how to get you guys to understand it unless you've been in that situation. It's like you can be the strongest person in the world. And I don't feel at the time when Kim left, Albie Sure, I don't even understand how Albie Sure allowed Sean to take his son like that. It's on both sides, on him and Kim. But I know for a fact.
You don't know the mechanisms he used to block him from getting through. You don't know how he blocked him.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is we all domestic violence situations are different. Sometimes it just starts out mentally, it's physically, and it takes a while. And it's like, even with Cassie, she's going to forever have residual trauma mentally. She's going, and she probably will never ever say a lot. It's a lot of things. Even with me, you can't walk up on the back of behind me. My kids have to, like, I can be deep in thought. They have to pronounce themselves in the room, because if I don't hear them,
it triggers you.
It triggers you. I mean, and pretty much you're gonna go through. I mean, some people never get over it. And I think when a person's battered like that, they go through life and they get like this PTSD and all these things come up. But I think as far as Misa, this is the problem. I think that she know the control P. Diddy got over their son. And the son is old enough to do whatever he want to do. And I think she can't probably come too hard, but she got to stay in his life and be there to give her an opportunity to be able to coast him out of the coat.
That's what I was trying to say. I didn't mean to say she got to stay like distance out. That's what you put it in the way that that's what I was thinking. Because my grandfather always said, when you have your head in the lion's mouth, you have to ease your way out. And I've never really, and I still leave details out, but this was like 22 years ago. And I still feel like it was just yesterday, because I ended up with a broken nose, broken rib. And, so when I seen him do that to her, it triggered me.
Yeah.
When I seen him do that to her, I was angry.
Yeah.
But I want to say something to you. I want to say something to you, D.
You're ready to talk. I'm sorry these things happen to you. I'm sorry to all the DV victims out there, because I know it's not an easy thing, and it's not something that really you could have control. But I just want to say, best wishes.
You do have control. You have control. You have to take your power back. You got to stop giving that power.
I did.
I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm dealing with a zoo animal right next door to me. And I'm telling you, when I say a zoo animal, I'm dealing with a zoo animal. And something told me, as long as you allow her to keep doing what she do, she's got power over you. And the moment I took that power back from her, this zoo animal over here going nuts.
Well, I took my power back by pressing charges and putting them in jail. And I just remember with that last time, when I'm gonna say this, and I'm off of that. The last time was the worst time. That I couldn't even see out of one of my eyes when it was done, and all I could hear my grandfather, which I call my dad who raised me, I kept hearing him say, "Don't fall." He always told me, if you fall, you're done. And I just stayed. And, I just want to tell every woman, and it's not just women, men have domestic violence as well. I just want to tell everyone that unless you've went through it, or your friend, family, or loved one, or someone, like the way some people are saying stuff about Cassie is so wrong. It's so wrong.
They weren't there. They weren't there. They don't understand what she went through. So of course it's easy to be on the outside looking in, telling you what she could have done. She tried to escape several times, and he pulled her back in. So
Well,
what made
God,
her
bro.
go the last time? How she got away from him the last time? It's a miracle that he didn't go after. And I think it had to do with her guy who was her husband now.
Well, that's what
He
I was
pulled
going to
her
say.
out.
God brought Alex to her. God
Yes.
brought Alex to her because I was surprised he let a man be her physical trainer. But when God wants something to happen, that was time for her to go. And that's why he saw her for who she was, and he loved on her, and he did the 3 P's that I was raised with. A man's supposed to provide, protect, and profess his love for you.
Right.
Yes,
That's what the
ma'am.
3 P's.
Yeah. Hey, Shabril,
Amen.
is the baby's coming still? Or
Yeah,
you don't know?
we'll wrap it up. Perry, really quickly, I feel for the children. I think you're saying they need some kind of deprogramming and
Right,
some
right.
counseling.
And the problem is, P. Diddy got so much control right now
Mhm.
that you got to do it smartly, because you can't just go in
Yeah.
and make them rebel against you immediately.
Yeah.
You get to be that soft spot for them to land.
Mhm.
You get to sit
Amen.
right next to them through this and slowly
Yeah.
talk to them.
Pull
And
them
you know,
out.
with
Mhm.
kids like that, you're going to be doing a lot of talking, and then
Yeah.
eventually try to get them out of there. Or when things go bad, that they'll feel like coming back to you is still being home. Because if you go and try to be too forceful, you're going to alienate yourself with the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And that's
Amen.
so
Horrible situation.
yeah.
Look, you guys, I'm
But I
sure
think
we'll be
people.
back to. I'm sure
No,
we'll
go
be
ahead.
back tomorrow. Oh, jeez, it's
The only thing we
heavy.
can do right now is put a prayer out that this will be a healing energy, because all of this that's going on, it's not the end. It's more coming out, not just victims, but more people coming to the surface
Yeah.
whose
It's
behavior
a lot.
mimics his. It's going to be more people coming out. This is like, I hate to say this, but it's like what Cat Williams said in 2024. All the dirt gonna come to the surface, and it's coming.
Yes.
It's coming in heat.
This is
It's coming
bigger
up.
than me too, and it's just going to keep coming.
It's
Oof.
gonna keep coming
Yeah,
because it's these people's time. And Jay-Z, one of them. He can sit up there and act like he all goody two shoes. He next.
He's a
Yeah.
fool.
Master
Hey,
Splinter is next.
but
He's
I said
next.
this, ladies. I mean, because my grandkids gonna be coming, but I want to
Okay.
Night,
Okay.
everybody.
hanging out
Good
with
night.
us.
Love
and
you
all
all.
Thank you
this.
for sharing your stories, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
But
you.
All
Yeah.
right, then.
Good night.
Carrie,
All right.
thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Yeah.
That was
So yeah,
deep. That was
I'm gonna go down here and get ready, for the
All right.
babies. So.
Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Take us out, Perry.
Shit, I'm out.
See you
Bye,
tomorrow,
everybody.
everybody.
See you tomorrow.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.